Well, you too yourself, you didn't like went back home like to Germany since we met, right? You've been just here in the States for...
Yeah, 5 years.
Oh, okay, wow.
And
So you too, you're like on the journey.
yeah, here we had one destination where we arrived,
Mm-hmm.
and after a couple of weeks we needed to leave because the police suddenly came and said you cannot live here with your RV. Only 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
Here in Florida.
in Florida.
Ah, okay.
So we needed to leave from a farm. Then we went to the temple premises. Someone
Okay.
invited us, Prabhu
In Lachwa or?
in a lecture. Yeah, and then suddenly at 5:30 in the morning, during Japa time, someone came and told us we need to leave.
Again.
Yeah, and we didn't know why. Then
Oh,
they
wow.
said we were preaching Ritvik philosophy on the Sunday feast, at the Sunday feast. And actually it turned out they just had some inspection going on, and
Okay.
from building inspectors or something like that. So we needed to leave from there again. Then we were
Okay.
just parking for a couple of weeks in this driveway, that driveway, not knowing where to go.
Okay.
And magically, how Krishna does
did the
that,
magic.
poop, then we get that place where we are staying right now, a farm. So yesterday we planted.
Mm-hmm. Just recently.
Yeah, we have a tractor there,
Okay.
and a whole field with grapes. And in the past, at the places we have stayed, we just planted without knowing if we can ever reap what we sow. You say,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that very much. I never had that idea in my life, but I got now whatever I plant, I will get the karma for it. Somehow
Yeah.
I will harvest it in
Yeah.
this life or next life. So it's always good just to do our duty.
Yes.
And now we are planting again, and we know we need to leave in a couple of weeks. And it's a
okay.
good feeling to plant
Without.
with we will never harvest that.
Okay.
But also there are like 2 acres of grape, they said. I mean, maybe it's
Look at that, Aldi. We're back in Deutschland. Bharat,
So-
you brought Aldi with you here.
for the road to Alachua, yeah. A little more rural outside of Alachua. You haven't been in Alachua?
No, it's gonna be my first time.
Okay. Yeah, so Gainesville, from where we are coming, it's a student city with maybe 200,000-300,000 people. Alachua is very small. And it's more like countryside.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
when we go to Dear Govinda tomorrow, you will be like in the center of it.
Oh, who is that?
Ananta, kannst du nach hier kommen?
Glasses. You changed them now?
Huh?
Yeah, you changed the glasses, no? Where are the boys? They're playing outside?
Oh yeah, they're out and then playing. They are high.
Look at that! Yeah, Prabhupada's pictures are really amazing.
Yeah, very good. Let's see the garden.
So Gopal, you like the farm here? You like the farm? What is your favorite thing about the farm?
That there's lots of skinks.
Lots of what?
Skinks and lizards.
Ah, skunks and raccoons.
Skinks.
Skinks. And what is your favorite thing about that?
Kind of lizards.
Like an iguana. Very fast iguana.
Shooting.
Shooting. That? Wow. You shot these? Now? Wow. All the way from there.
Yeah, these are
Go back.
13 rows of
There's a hole in here.
grapes.
For those.
They will make tons of grapes.
We can put them in.
Buckets and buckets. done.
Inside.
When do we bring it
After
inside?
we are you. Miss.
Oh,
Oh,
there are so many.
In Slovak they say kurnikaki, or in Russian, in Slovak they call it kurnikaki or something like that, and in Russian we call it khurma, and in Hebrew we call it afarsemon. It's orange, right? When it ripens.
Yeah, orange red like.
Oh, it's really good with tahini.
it's tahini.
It's like in Israel I'll offer this kaki with raw tahini, like without anything even. And how did it, like, what inspired you to, because you were telling me that you were planning to go to Spain, not to Spain, sorry, Portugal.
Yeah.
Portugal. What inspired you to make a move? Is it something that's going to happen in the near future, or
It will happen in around 8 weeks.
8 weeks? So it's like
I
a
guess
setup
we-
plan already.
Yeah, we will need to prepare something first, but that's the
The
time
plan,
when
more or less.
we plan to go. And
Mhm.
yeah.
And what inspires you to head to that direction?
generally we
Because you're from
After-
Europe, or
know in I mean, we are clear after 5 years of traveling and living at different land and growing on different land.
you have
We want-
experience?
We want to grow food. We want to live independent where we are not on others' land. We want to just be able. I want the kids to be able to build something, build a hut, and I wanna grow trees, and I wanna grow grains.
So really
And
to
have
start
a-
like
and have a
your
cow.
own project.
Yeah, have a cow, and have something like 4 or 5 acre or more. And the good thing about Portugal is it's cheap land, and they are allowing homeschooling.
Oh, okay. good.
So that's very important for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. I think in Germany it's obligatory to send the kids to public school. Eh?
Yeah,
Since
otherwise,
Hitler.
otherwise they send you in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitler actually he started this law. I think I heard.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still they didn't change it. They changed so many things,
Yeah.
but that they forgot. Okay.
Seeds for maybe $1,500 or so. We still had some from Newports, and then the farmer who lives here, he has seeds from the last season, but he's now in Canada. So he gave us all his seeds, and he said we can just spread them.
Which seeds are these?
All kinds of seeds, beans and peas and
Pumpkins.
pumpkins and
Bananas.
everything. Yeah, and he has big boxes, so many.
Yeah. How long this place was like? Since when this place started?
They have that since 10 years or so.
10 years only. Wow. That's like very nice to be honest.
I mean, someone was
Before.
running it before, like before they even got the place. Someone cultivated all that grapes. And,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
And this is your RV?
yeah.
Okay.
That's where we're living in the last 4 years or so. We're just renovating it to sell it.
So peaceful. Like you can, it's so peaceful here. We can hear our own mind thinking for a second at least. Not the noise of the city and too much. Yeah, certainly. Like if I would consider family life, I would certainly like just do a farm project. Like why to live in the city? Unless it's for preaching, but it's so difficult to preach as a family. I mean, we can barely do it alone.
Yeah.
To speak about it with the family.
Yeah.
But this is preaching. I mean, as a family, we can preach to others how to live just peacefully close to nature without too much, hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Others can follow. Because the cities, they're just not necessary. Why to spend money to buy the same vegetables you can grow straight
Yeah.
from the soil?
Yeah, you just need to put all these seeds in the ground.
And the best, you put the love. and you get it 100% back.
We grew sorghum.
Sorghum, I heard about
I
this.
can show you.
Okay, yeah.
We got something like 6 barrels of these blue barrels. Last let me get it out of the shed. Last October we harvested that. So now this got a little moldy because it got wet, so we don't use it for eating anymore. Yeah, you can smell it a little bit.
Oh, you just husk it and it's good. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we could still eat some of that, but the sorghum, you know, we're having it with this dehumidifier. We don't even dehusk it. We put it in a blender, and then you get.
It floats.
Yeah, you can just eat all together. We make flatbread from it, and then it has more fiber, which is beneficial, and it tastes well. So the thing with that is, we were planting maybe 1 kg, and we got a whole field out of it, like a big field. And in the beginning, nothing was coming. For a couple of weeks, it was like grass. I was thinking it's only weeds that are coming, and then after maybe 2 months or so, it became visible. So many are coming, and more and more. And it was a drought, and it was growing. And later there was a flood. It was in a flood zone, so there was permanently water. So I was thinking, that's hard. Yeah, it will have a rough time to survive. And frost in New York. So just before the frost time, it got mature enough, and we didn't know how to harvest it. We never were eating it, or we didn't really know what it is. Someone told us, try sorghum, that's good. So we did that, and it gets 12 feet high.
Wow.
So then one day we harvested with the boys. They got some machetes, and we were running with the machetes like crazy through the field for one day, from morning till nighttime. And they were playing, it's the Battle of Kurukshetra, and then we harvested the heads of the big plants and carried that in things like that, tote, and we had 30 of these, and we dried them in the greenhouse for a couple of days, and then my sons, they started threshing them. I didn't know how to get them off and what to do, so they started just threshing them
just naturally.
on a mesh. Yeah, and then they got into bliss doing that, and we catch them in a tote like that, and then we were trying to get rid of the husk, and we just
Blend it together.
yeah, we just tried without dehusking it, and it tasted nice. That was the best bread ever. And we got
You make flatbread like dosa, like an omelet?
no, like a
Chapati.
yeah, like a chapati.
Wow, you can make like a chapati.
So then easy to grow much more of that, and you have for 1 year you have as much grains, as much bread as you want.
And then you have to, right? Krishna says, "Anat bhavati bhavataha."
Yeah.
So all these years, basically, Prabhu, you didn't settle like in your own project, right? You would come and like help like other projects and get experience like that, basically. Because you don't come. This is, I think, something that maybe the viewers will really appreciate. That you don't. It's not that you come in like a generation of succession of farmers, right? You were a software engineer, like I was. We would sit in the office in front of the keyboard, but something just pushed you to do this work. So it's anyone can do that pretty much. You don't need to be like a super farmer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was working in IT and project management in office. I was just tired to sitting there from 9 to 5 and no fresh air, no light, no exercise, and I saw so many they get sick from that. And
Mentally, especially.
mentally, yeah. And once we decided to try that experiment, I was seeing I get all these things. I'm getting to work outside, and my body is healthy and fresh. Even I did so much more, and I didn't know even how to name certain vegetables when I was adult. I didn't know how to cook and to appreciate these things. I was just eating and consuming them. What to speak of repairing something or planting something. So all these farming things, I didn't know anything about it. And we just threw some seeds in the ground, and that.
Because for some it might look very complicated, like the farm.
I was thinking, okay, how deep do I put the seeds? How does it work? How many? How far apart? And it sometimes sounds, when you read on the internet or you read a book, it sounds very complicated. And then I see my kids, and naturally they just put the seeds in the ground, and they use a little common sense. And you like 2/3 of what you're doing is successful, for us at least. And once you have done it, you know, okay, next time I put the plant a little bit further apart. But even we did it often too close, and still they're growing good.
Krishna fills up the gaps. We just need to dare. Yeah, that's really inspiring. And now with this step to go to Portugal, are going to be actually the first time you're going to have like a complete initiative and put everything you learned from these years towards that project.
Yeah, self-sufficiency is the goal, and I think we will not reach it in maybe 10 years or 20 years or so.
Yeah.
And we don't need to. We just strive for self-sufficiency. And I'm not a full-time farmer, so my body works more with sitting and using the mind. That's what I'm used to. So
Brahmana.
I like but I'm too passionate for doing Brahmana full time. So I like just doing a couple of hours every day farming, and that keeps me steady. I go out and I just do what needs to be done, and it keeps me humble. Because in project management and all these realms of thinking, I'm the controller, right? I'm making my plan and I pursue it, and I feel I'm the final instance. But once I put these seeds in the ground,
on the field, you see it's not true.
yeah, it's not, nothing is secure, and I feel like, well, Krishna, up to you. And even there I find myself being attached to the result, thinking of, okay, this much sorghum, I will get that much grain, and it's good to calculate. But also I feel naturally a little bit
surrendered.
Surrendered. I feel cautious. I don't want to calculate with all that, take it for granted. And if it comes, I'm so happy, and it's fresh, non-GMO.
I'm sure, you can appreciate so much more Krishna's gifts.
Yeah, all the good qualities by just deciding to do that. You come like gratitude, steadiness, peacefulness of the mind. If I work on a computer, I have so many nonsense I can do, or look on my phone all the time. But if I'm working on the fields when it's summertime, and for a couple of weeks I put all my effort on the field, and I'm just on the field, and that's a big relief for me. Krishna is indeed providing, like we hear. Krishna is the source of everything, and he's Eko Bahunam, one who's giving to all, supplying to all. That's so true. So everywhere we were getting enough food, and every season was very different. And even we planted foodstuff. We planted seeds of foodstuff we were never harvesting.
You were mostly like on the East Coast?
That the last years we were growing on the East Coast
New
of
York
US, and the first experiences we made in Fiji,
Fiji,
which was very different. And I resonated very much with that style of growing, because the Fijians, they just take a pitchfork and
Very simple.
very simple. They just make a couple of holes around the coconut tree, and then they let the plants grow up on the coconut tree. They don't build a big rack or something, and
Natural.
they get enough. And here I see what the Fijians are growing. Here in Florida, I see people have that growing in their garden as a nice looking plant. They don't even know you can eat it. And Fijians, they use the taro or the elephant ear. They use these.
Actually, just before I left, because the Ronald and his wife, they're from Fiji, but they were brought up already like here in the States. But they know like the cooking and things. So his wife Mataji, she made these like little cakes, like rolls of these like elephant ears plants stuffed with like uradal, and then she would just roll them and steam them, and they will be so delicious. It remind me, maybe you can resonate to that too, because we like from the Middle East background, so we have this preparation. It's grape leaves that are like they're kind of like, I think, soaked in olive oil, or they just fill them up with rice and then steam them. All grapes, like grape leaves with steamed with stuff. I don't remember how they call it. You remember something like that from Iran?
I think, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't grow up.
So it was very, very similar. It was like a jump to my childhood. That preparation she made. Oh, I should have kept some. I ate all of that on the way here.
Yeah, you're excited about that. So,
yeah, it was so
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah. I'm just seeing how easy it is. People, they forgot, but we had like 150 of these elephant ears planted in Fiji, and 150 cassava, and something else that was called daruka. I never saw that here. It's similar to corn. I was thinking, okay, that's enough for a year or two. And it was not that hard to plant once you know how to do it, which time you do it in the year, and then you just go there. You go shopping basically in your garden with the pitchfork. You get it out, spray it with the hose, and you have it fresh. And there's so much more energy. That's just special.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah. And in Fiji we were growing all these things, and we didn't harvest them because we left before that period. But now I see we got to this farm, and now we get to harvest all the fruits
That were here before you came here.
we never grew them.
Yes. Yeah, Krishna, he fills up the gaps, right? So with all that experience, how do you feel about living everything now in North America, heading to Portugal in what, 8 weeks? You said 8 weeks.
Something like that, maybe earlier. Yeah.
You feel you're gonna, I don't know, confidence
I
in
feel
Portugal project.
Yeah, I feel confident that everywhere in the world is.
Okay.
It's
With Krishna.
yeah, there's some ground, and you can.
Yeah, that's essentially that's what we need, right?
Yeah, we haven't been in.
If it was like
Portugal.
any other place, you would go there either, right?
Yeah, I guess the conditions are favorable there.
Yeah.
So we are using our intelligence, but yeah, it's some kind of surrender. I otherwise didn't experience like that.
Oh boy.
It was ready to bite me.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go there actually too, to visit the devotees, and like to Spain in 18th of August. I'm gonna be there already, so maybe we'll see each other. We're gonna do like a little like Euro trip all around again, and the devotees there, they asked me to come with the camera and like shoot the whole Euro trip, and they're gonna be wedding too for Janmashtami. So if you're gonna be around there, maybe we'll come give you a hand with the plow.
Guys, there's a poisonous spider.
Poisonous spiders.
It can drop on you.
Oh, it can drop on me.
Oh my God.
In position.
Place you're staying in the last year too? No.
3.
3, okay. And now you're repairing it. Now you're repairing it to sell it before you leave, I guess.
Yeah, now we are renovating it.
Renovating it.
To sell it when we leave the country. stuff. We had an altar there, and we had some things, some shelves built. We now tore it all down and burned the things, the last things we possessed. Now we see, when we moved from Germany to Fiji, we had moved to a smaller apartment, actually in Belgium, in a vacation bungalow. It was half as big as the house we lived in before. So we were thinking we downsize, we sell a lot, donate a lot, get rid of stuff to prepare for Fiji. Then when we moved to Fiji, we had 2 pallets of boxes, like wooden crates. We shipped them to Fiji with things that we were thinking we need there.
Yeah.
Good quality stuff, German stainless steel things, huh? That are running on solar power. So
wow.
yeah, and then from Fiji, when we went to upstate New York, we cut it to half. We had half the things shipped there. Then we moved out in the fields into that RV, and we cut it again, like to half. And now still we feel we have so much stuff. We have like hundreds of books, and so many you need. You have the stove running on propane, and we had a little extra heater with this, and there's another heater that spreads some warm air around.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's it's okay. We don't use it anymore. Fridge, and there's a shower.
There's a shower. Wow. And the whole thing drives.
The whole thing drives.
Wow, it's cool.
And there's
I've never been in anything like
there's
that. That's why
there's a toilet in there,
toilet.
and then there's a bedroom here. So we slept with the Damodar Gopal and I. We slept here, and Ananda slept in the front. And we learned to live in a closed space in one room, which in Germany I didn't learn that, because you always have some space where you can go and close the door, and
Yeah, you have some
which
privacy.
is good. Which is good.
Yeah.
Often, but it's also good to learn to be together.
Yeah. That's what I think the Western culture is missing. Community.
Yeah.
Yes. Like it's easy for everyone just to go and rent their place or buy their thing, but we just remain alone.
Yeah.
No happiness there.
False independence. Huh?
False independence. Yeah. And then we look for the feeling of being together in like fake communities or social media or all these things, which there's nothing real there.
Yeah.
Jai Hare Krishna.